Hey guys, welcome to Carmania. I'm Chris, and this is one of the hottest newcomers in the world, one of the most interesting cars in the world, the Tesla Model 3, because this shall be the car, the e-car, that's going to take over the combustion engines for the masses. I'm going to introduce to you this car, which celebrates somehow its European preview somehow. I haven't seen the Tesla Model 3 yet, but now we're going to be checking it out in detail. If there is anything that you think is wrong in this video, especially you Tesla Model 3 cracks who know everything about this car, or any info has changed meanwhile, just let me know in the comment box below. And yeah, let's get it started. So as you can see, it quite looks a bit similar to the Tesla Model S, but in a smaller way. For example, now the front grille is missing, which was kind of a design element for with the Tesla Model S, because an e-car doesn't really need a front grille. The only cooling that they need is for the batteries. And with battery cooling, Tesla is really advanced, as they have the liquid cooling for their cars. We have full LED headlights, and one other main thing is, what I'm curious about is basically the boot space, because Tesla is one of those cars offering boot space in the back of the car and the front of the car, just like this Tesla Model 3. So we're going to be opening up now the bonnet. Basically, it's not really a bonnet anymore. And as you can see, we've got some decent storage space here. This is some additional stuff for your bag, for the gym or whatever. 425 liters altogether, but to this we're going to get later. And now, one thing what many people are criticizing permanently, what I can't understand why, are the gap dimensions. I mean, if you take a look, so it's quite continuous, so it's not like it was that wide here and going tighter and tighter. Even here, so here, of course, if you compare two gaps to each other, this gap is not like this gap, but I mean, you can find this on BMWs as well. And yeah, here is the Tesla typical camera for the autopilot. And one interesting design thing, what makes the car look really, really valuable, is the glass roof. It looks like it was one glass starting here and ending over here with the boot, but the front screen finishes here. But this glass that you can see here starts here and continues and continues and continues, being separated here in the middle, but it looks like one big sunroof, and it makes the car look really bright from the interior, as you've got all the sunlight coming, and it's really shock resistant glass, so you don't have to fear any kind of crashes and stuff. The door handles we already know from the Model S and Model X, or Model X. And here is the back view. It's a bit tight here, so maybe we can just do it like that, just for catching the back view. But I think the pictures you already know. You have checked several of them on the internet. It looks a bit like the Model S, yes, but still you can find a bit of a diversity. Now let's open up the boot space, because this is also really important for the all-day usage. And what I'm quite surprised about is that this boot space, just to show you, because it's a bit dark, so I can get in here and my head is not even touching the back seats, so it's really a large space, but it's, compared to this, only 425 liters, it looks a lot more, because the Nissan Leaf, for example, which is not a competitor at all, but it has 435 liters. I think that's due to the deepness of the boot space. Here it goes more into the car's interior, but doesn't go that deep. But still, you have some storage space underneath this basic platform, and it's not like for keys or something, so it's really also decent storage space where you can put in some things like bottles and whatever. So it's a valuable thing. and really gives you practicability for the all day driving. This car here is the long range battery with its 75 kilowatt hours. There's two versions, so 50 kilowatt hours, 75 kilowatt hours, and the 50 kilowatt hours battery faces 210 miles of range, or 350 kilometers, and this one here, the long range battery with its 75 kilowatt hours, faces 310 or 315 miles, so 500 kilometers. This is really interesting because slowly we're getting to this point where we can just replace the combustion engines. Now, let's check out the car from the interior. So now it's the first time for me, my premiere, sitting in the Tesla Model 3, and I have to say that I'm really impressed. Again here, many times, especially from people driving German cars, I can hear the criticism, so I'm German and I got used to German cars. But never ever, I would say that a BMW 3 Series, for example, is more valuable from the interior. Again, gap dimensions. I mean, I really pay attention on things like gap dimensions and design elements, but nothing is here what would make me feel bad, or where I'd say it's not worth the money. The strategy of Tesla, as you can see, with this amazingly huge screen, 15 inches, is a buttonless design. So no buttons, nowhere. You can see everything happens on this main screen that you can see here. If you open up this, you've got some additional storage space, and it's also decent storage space, so it's not like anything in this car would be small, and it feels like it was cooled, so I think the air conditioner also works for this storage space. Quite an interesting fact about it. Two cup holders. The armrest, again, as you can see, doesn't matter where I put my hands, they fit in. And the most impressive thing about this car is that the future has arrived, so there is no buttons, nothing, just like I explained, everything happens from this really high resolution screen. As you can see, this must be the rear camera, how I think, yes it is, and the resolution is really sharp, so I can see the face of this guy standing here with the hat. And everything is just, you know, as we know it from the Teslas, fantastic thing. It's a really slim design. We've got these wooden parts here that you can touch. It's a rough wood. And these air vents that you cannot see, actually. This is also something that Tesla really does well. Okay, this is plastic, but don't matter. The seats, I also know from the Tesla Model S, it feels the same, it looks the same, really comfortable seats. They're really soft to sit on, so I can imagine of driving, yeah, these 500 kilometers without a pause, if necessary. And this car's its basic price is $49,000, as you can see it here. Unfortunately, I have no prices for the European market yet, so $49,000 for the 75 kilowatt hour battery. So the Tesla Model 3 is deeply interesting, and me, as an e-car driver now with the Nissan Leaf, I say, of course, I'd rather drive a Tesla Model 3 than a Nissan Leaf, due to its design, due to its interior space, due to the valuable interior, which is really more than a Nissan Leaf gives you. Even if the Nissan Leaf has a really good build quality, it's in my eyes not comparable. It's always the issue with the haters complaining about things like the gap dimensions. Well, I mean, I don't give a damn. It's high tech, and you have to pay for being a pioneer with the e-mobility. $49,000, as you could hear, is not really the price that we got promised, the $35,000 for making it more suitable for the masses. But in the end, I think, depending on what you take, maybe the 50 kilowatt hour battery is enough for you. This car is coming along in different versions. So we have a rear wheel drive like this one here. We have an all-wheel drive and an all-wheel drive performance version, which makes the car accelerating to 0 to 62 miles an hour, so 100 kilometers per hour, in 3.5 seconds. So that's quite an impressive performance data, and I think you won't meet so many cars on the road being faster than you if you drive this performance version. And the last thing to talk about is the charging. So as you know, from Model S and from the Model X, you have the superchargers and if you have that special code that a friend can forward to you if he already owns a Tesla, you can charge for free even with new models. That's not like this with the Tesla Model 3, so you have to pay for charging. That's just the way it is, but it even costs a lot. It still costs a lot less than buying gas, petrol or diesel. And the only thing what I'm a bit sad about, what Tesla couldn't answer, is what about the AC charging? If it's 22, 16.5 or 11 kilowatts that you can receive from an AC charger, I don't know, but maybe you know it because you've Tesla cracks, Tesla Model 3 cracks. Write me down in the comment box below what you know, what you might haven't heard in this video. So this is the Tesla Model 3 here from the Goodwood Festival of Speed in South England. Give me a thumbs up if you like the video, and leave me comments in the comment box, whatever suggestions you have about the Tesla Model 3, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for not missing any videos anymore. Thank you very much.